Hello students, this is Priyanka Malhotra and today we will study about data handling and exercise 3.3. Let's take a look. The first question is use the bar graph figure 3.3 to answer the following question. Here you can see the graph is given to us. First of all, we will study this whole graph. In this graph, they have mentioned pets owned by students of a class 7. So dogs, cats, rabbits, hamsters and others pet animals they have mentioned. On the y-axis, they have mentioned students. Here you can see 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. These are the number of students. What is the first question? They said which is the most popular pet? You can see here dogs, cats, rabbit, hamsters and other pet animals are here present. But what you need to see, you will understand how many students, okay, how many students were have dog as a pet. You can check, it is a 8 over here. Okay, so 8 students have dogs. If we will check about the cats, you can see the 10 students have, so 10 students have cats. Okay, if you see the rabbits, they are only 2, and hamsters is approximately half of it, so 4 and 6. In the center here should be a 5, so these are the 5 only. And if we talk about the others, these are 3. Okay, so after this you can check it out. So first is, what is the first question? Which is the most popular pet? The which, the pet which has the tallest bar. It is about approximate 10 students have cat, which is the most one, highest one. So dogs have students. 8 students have dogs. 10 students have cats, and 2 and 5 and 3. So the highest number is 10. So we will write here from bar graph, the most popular pet is cat. It is owned by 10 students out of total 12 students. The question number 2 is how many students have dog as a pet? Here you can study this. This is a dog, and how many students have dogs? 8 students. So it means we have to write from the bar graph 8 students have dog as a pet out of 12 students. Now next were sold in the year of 1989, 1990 and 1992. So we have to consider this all the three questions in from the figure. So here I have marked this is the year of 1989. You can see it comes approximately over here. So you can see this whole 100 to 200 is have we have 10 boxes in the graph paper and total 100 books. It can be distributed like that. One small book should be have a 10 books, and two box 23, 34, 45, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 20, total 20, total 10 boxes, and 10 10, that's why 100 boxes, 100 books total will consider we have. But here we have said 175. How it comes? It one complete and approximate three-fourths of it. So three-fourths of it is 175. So 100 plus 75, 175. Now check it out. We have to write here 175 books were sold in the year of 1989. For the year of 1990, you can see here it is approximately more, three-fourths of this whole. So three half is the 450 and one-fourth more than 25 more. The total 475 for the year of 1990. The last is 1992. You can see here that is the approximate in the middle of 200 and 250. That's why we have considered 225. So this is all about the question number 2. Now see the question number 2, part 2. In which year were about 475 books sold and about 225 books sold? Here you can see again the same graph of the question number 2. Again the same things, the y-axis number of books and the x-axis years. But this time we have to consider when the 475 books sold and when the 225. In this previous part we have done, in the 1990 we have considered 475 books were sold in the year of 1990. Here we can see by marking these lines I have mentioned over here, more than 450 but less than 500, approximate 475. Okay, and then in the year of 1992 you can see this is in the middle of 200 and 250, so it must be a 225 in the year of 1992. So by observing the bar graph we have concluded that 475 books were sold in the year of 1990 and 225 books were sold in the year of 1992. This is all about the question number 2. You see the question number 2 part 3, in which year were fewer than 250 books sold? So here the graph, the same graph is here and we have to find out 250 books were sold in which year. Uh, which year were fewer than, it means to say when, in which year the number of books were sold less than 250. So here you can see this must be 250. If I will draw one line you can see only these 2 years, one is 1989 and another is 1992. These 2 years are less than 250, other than all the three are higher than the 250 books. So it means by observing the bar graph, we have to write in the year 1989 and 1992, the number of books sold were less than 250. Now see the question number 2, part 4. Can you explain how you would estimate the number of books sold in 1989? In the first part, we have mentioned in the 1989 there are 175 books, but now we need to explain it how we get that answer. So solution we will write by observing the bar graph. We can conclude that the number of books sold in the year of 1989 is about 1 and a 3/4 part of the 1 centimeter. So you can see the one unit from 0 to 100 is 100 books, one unit. So one complete box is there, and another second box, it is not complete, it's a 3/4 part of it. So according to the scale they have mentioned, one unit is equal to 100 books. So it means to say 1989 number of books sold in the 1989 is equal to one complete unit means 100 books, and the next unit is a 3/4 of the one. So 3/4 of the one unit means 3/4 of the 100 books. If you further solve it, 100 plus 3 multiply 25, because here we can do the cutting on the table of 4, and after that we can get 25 into 375. If you add them you will get 175. So see the question number 3. Number of children in 6 different classes are given below. Represent the data on a bar graph, and how would you choose a scale? See, for choosing a scale, we will consider the data. All the numbers which you can see, all can be counts in the table of 5 or in the table of 10. So what we will have to choose, both can be chosen by you, but I suggest we will take a 10. So here you have to write, we will take the scale as 1 unit is equal to 10 children, because we can represent the better on clear way. We can represent the difference between the 95 and 90 also. For the 100, 90, 80 are the numbers, so you can directly mark. For the 95 and 135 you can choose the middle line which is mentioned on the graph as a 5. So now next, here we have to choose the scale. 1 unit is equal to 10 children. So on the x-axis I have written classes, and on the y-axis I have written number of children. As we have taken a scale of 10, so we have to write here the table of 10, 10, 20, 30 till 160. So you need to understand here, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. All classes are here. So in all these classes, what we have, just consider the first data. 5th is 135. So from 0 to 130, we have considered this. But for 5, we will consider the middle line. So it must be 135. Now you can check the next graph. It's a 6th, it is a 120. So for that, so you can use the scale and draw this bar. It's 120. In a bar graph you have to mention the rectangular bars, but in between of these bars there should have one box gap should be there. For the 17 you can see it's a middle line 5, so it must be a 95. Next is a 8th, and it is 100. So for that, so you can consider directly. And 9th is a 90. We have to mention here 90. And the last is 80. So we can write here 80. So like this you have to consider. Now next, now question number 3, part B, first question. Which class has a maximum number of children and which has the minimum? From this data, you can easily identify 135 is the maximum number and the minimum number is 10. So according to this, we can write a class 5th has a maximum number of children, that is 135, and a class 10 has a minimum number of children, that is 80. Now check it out the question number 3, part B, second part. Find the ratio of the student of the class 6 to the class 8. First of all, you will mention the class 6 data. It is a 120. So we write here total number of students in class 6 is equal to 120 and the total number of students in class 8 is equal to 100. We need to find out the ratio between them. The ratio means divide. So when you will find the ratio, you must be written here 120 divided by 100. Both can be cut on the table of 20. After cutting, you will get 6 divided by 5. It means 6 ratio 5 because division means ratio. Now next question number 4, just check it out. The performance of the students in first term and the second term is given. Draw the double bar graph choosing an appropriate scale and answer the following question. So first of all, we have to draw a graph. For that, we will consider the data which is given to us. There are some subjects: English, Hindi, Math, Science, and SST. First term scores are given, result is given, and the second term result is given, and both are out of 100 marks. Each question paper is of 100 marks. So in English, they have got 67 out of 100, and in the term 2, they have got out of 170 marks. So this is the data. So we have considered green colored bars are considered a first term, and the pink colored bar are considered here second term. So marks we have to consider on the y-axis and the subjects we have taken on the x-axis. We need to see a 1 bar we have taken for one box. So here we have considering like equal distribution. We have to mark the equal distribution first on the x-axis, and then we will take the bar graph. Double bar graph is joined together. It means the first term and second term is joined together. Then we will leave a one box. Okay, like this we have to consider. So first of all, what we will write here, the first term 67 marks. We have taken the 10 table over here. So 67, it means one box is considering 1 mark. Okay, so it means to say, so this must be a 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67. So this is a 67, and then you can see here this is a 67, and the for that, 70. So 70 is directly you can put, so this must be a 70 over here. For the next, you can see here the data is 72. So 72 for the Hindi. So we have taken 70, then 71, 72. One box considering one number over here. So this is a 72. And for the second term, Hindi subject, they have got 65. So this must be a 65. Next, that is a 88 for the first term. So from here 0 to 8, just we need to consider 88 approximate here. So we have to draw, this is a 88, and then 95. So 90 approximate, it should be the middle in this, so it must be a 95. The next you can see it's a 81. So here 80, the number 1 approximate here, so this must be 81. When you have to draw this graph on the graph paper, so whenever you are drawing it, so make sure you are using scale, pencil, everything. 85, it means 80 to 90, there should be a one middle line, so that considers a 85. And then at the last you have 73 and 75. 73 for the first term, so 70, then three box ahead, 1 2 3, and then make here 73, and the last is 75. For that, so you can consider the middle line, so that must be a 75. After this, you can see we have to mention English, Hindi, Math, Science, and SST. You can write here also, you can mention here also. It up to you where you want to write. In this bar graph, only one thing is pending, it's a scale. So we have to mention the scale 1 unit. Okay, so 1 unit is equal to total 10. One box is equal to 10, so 10 marks. So 1 unit is equal to 10 marks. So 1 unit is equal to 10 marks. Like this we have to consider. Now next, question number 4. Answer the following question. The data is given, that double bar graph we have already made, and now they have asked some question. First of all, for find the question, what we have to write difference. They are asking about the comparison in the question, so we have to mention over here difference of the marks in the first term and the second term. Just for the sake of write the answers, we have to mention all these things. So what we are finding, we are finding the differences between them. So 70 minus 67 is 3 for English. For Hindi, you should write 65 minus 72. You can see the minus 7 you will got. In maths, 95 minus 88, you have got 7. In science, the difference is 85 minus 81, 4 marks. And in social studies, 75 minus 73, it's 2 mark differences there. Now, after this, what is the first question here? In which subject has the child improved his performance the most? So, where the difference is the maximum in a positive way, that is called a improvement. If the difference is in a negative way, then it's not improvement, it's the score has lower down on that time. So check it out, it's the 3 difference. Minus 7 is the less marks. Okay, 7, 4 and 2, it means this 7 is a bigger number, so there is a maximum difference over here. So we should write he has most improvement in the math subject. Now question number 4, part B, part second. In which subject is the improvement is least? So you can understand where the number is less. So 3, 7, 4 minus 7, this 2. So there is an improvement. Improvement is there in social studies, but less improvement is there. 73 marks in the first term, but in the second term he has got 75 marks. So only 2 marks improvement is there, but still it's an improvement. So less improvement in which subject? Social studies. We have to write here in the answer. In social studies, his performance is less. Next question number 4 is, has the performance gone down in any subject? You can see, is there any subject where the performance has been less than the previous one? Okay, just take 67, 70, there the improvement is there. You can check 72 and 65. Now there is not an improvement, that the marks are getting decreasing. Here is some improvement, improvement and improvement, but decreasing only in the Hindi. So we should write, has the performance gone down? Yes, in Hindi subject performance has gone down. Okay,